Hey guys, welcome back to WTF Homestead. I'm Jenny. Today is very, very exciting. I mentioned in a couple of videos ago that I did get my Harvest Right freeze dryer. I'm so excited. This has taken so long to get this here. They have just been back ordered and all kinds of stuff, but we finally got one, so I'm thrilled. This was supposed to be a birthday present for me. My birthday's in January, so we're a little late. But I'm still excited. So I just kind of figured I would show everybody, you know, what you kind of get when you order one of these. I'm actually really impressed. I mean, I've watched a ton of videos. I have been wanting one of these for well over a year. I have been watching video after video, and it's just something that I have just been dogging my husband about, you know, that I want one so bad, and he finally got it for me. So but all of the videos that I've watched, I've been really impressed with this particular brand and everything, and so that's why I chose to go with this one. But then after seeing it and after getting it, it's nice. It's really nice, and I mean, for the money you spend, it better be, right? So it's just, everything on it is just, I don't know, I don't really know what to say other than it's just, I mean, you can feel the quality in it. It's just a nice unit. So I'll kind of go over a little bit of the stuff here, and then I'm going to get this set up and we're going to run our first test batch. So I'm so excited to do this. We'll see how easy it is because I'm here by myself today, and hopefully everything looks really easy. I've watched several videos on how to set this up on top of completely reading the user's manual. I'm so nervous about doing anything wrong, so it looks pretty simple actually, so I think we'll be okay. First and foremost, you have got to have something sturdy to set this thing on. It is heavy. It is so heavy, and you know what? I should have looked that up first to see how heavy it actually is. We had to find something to set it on, and then we finally decided to get this stainless steel table for now. It probably will not stay on this for a long time, or, well, let me put it this way. It was originally purchased to just use for a short time because we're kind of doing a little bit of a changeover in my kitchen and dining room area. And so I had another idea of where I wanted to put this. So we went and bought this little, this table, just a stainless steel table that we bought from Sam's. And it has the casters on it. Well, let me tell you, after rolling this around a couple of times, this is kind of a cool idea to put it on a cabinet that rolls, because then I could move this thing in and out and just pull it out when I'm using it and then push it back and put it back up. So this may end up staying. I'm kind of liking this idea. Like I said, originally it was just temporary until we kind of got everything else figured out here. But anyway, so that is first and foremost. You've got to go find you something that this thing will set on, where you're not going to move it because it's heavy and you're not going to want to move it twice. So anyway, so of course you get the unit itself, which is, to me, just beautiful. They have 3 colors. They had stainless, white, and black. And my husband really wanted stainless, and it is an upcharge for the stainless, and I don't remember how much. I want to say it was $100, but I may be wrong there. But it was a little bit of an upcharge to the stainless. The black and white were the same price. And so he originally ordered the stainless. Well, they were having so many issues getting stuff in that we took whatever we could find, and what we found was black, which I told him, I don't care what color you pick. That part could be part of your gift to me. You choose the color. I really don't care. I just want one. So I didn't care about any of the 3 colors. I would have been happy with any of them. So black is what we got, and I actually really like it. It looks really nice. So of course you got your unit here, and then you open it up and you have your trays that go in here to put your food on. And then you will also get, in this box right here is the pump. And we'll open it up here in just a few minutes, and we'll see how all of this works. But all of this comes with it. So you get the unit, the trays, you get the pump that comes with it, which this is what runs the entire machine right here. So this is where you spend the bulk of your money. Of course, you get all of your user's manuals and things like that. There are some recipes and some tips and tricks and stuff in there to do. You get a package that has, you have the pressure hose, and then you have a drain hose, and then your power cord. And then you get the oil to go with your pump here to do that. You also get the oil filter. You have to filter the oil in this. I'm actually seeing several different things. I'll read what the book says, but it's after like every so many uses, you have to filter your oil and clean it out and everything to keep your unit running well. So they send you an oil filter, which is really cool. And this looks like an upgrade from the videos that I've seen. This is more like a picture. It looks a whole lot easier to use than what I was seeing in some other videos. So that's kind of a cool feature. I did not know that all of this other stuff I'm fixing to show you, I did not know that this came with the freeze dryer. So I thought this was really cool. So you get the Harvest Right Impulse Sealer. Let's just go ahead and open this up and we'll see what this looks like. If it's like the ones that I've seen, yeah it is. It's like the ones I've seen on videos, and it is just cool. So it is your sealer to seal your Mylar bags and things after you freeze dry. Like I said, I had no idea that this came with your freeze dryer when you got it. I thought this was something that I was going to have to buy separate. There you go. So you get the sealer to go with it, and I mean, this is actually it's heavy. This is a nice one. So I'm thrilled with this. I think this is just a cool thing that I was not expecting. And again, like I said with the machine, with the unit itself here, it all just feels so, everything is so heavy and it feels so well made. So anyway, I'm thrilled about this. So you get that little sealer, and then they also send you a box of Mylar bags. So I don't know how many are in here. 50 Mylar bags. They have the Harvest Right logo on them. So you can seal your stuff. There's a place on here for you to write the date that you do it and whatever's in it. That's just cool. And then a box of oxygen absorbers to go inside your Mylar bags. So this is it's really pretty cool. I'm really excited to have all this. Just an added bonus here. So anyway, so that's what comes with it. So it doesn't really look like it's a whole lot of setup here to get this together. So I am going to get this pump out of its box and everything, and we're going to start getting this set up. So I may have to move the camera a little bit to get a little bit better angle. Here's our pump. Very cool. So in the box with the pump, there was another bottle of the oil. So you actually get two different ones. They're both for the premium high vacuum pump. So you get two. I don't know if that was a mistake or what. Okay, so on the back here, or on the side of the machine, there's this little cover. We've got to take this off here. And then there's also a cover on the pump here. So we're going to take this off. And we're going to hook up the hose to this here. Both ends are the same, so it doesn't matter which one goes. And it specifies do not use Teflon tape or any type of sealer or anything, and just do these hand tight. So that's what we're going to do. So you have your on-off switch, and then you have an inlet and an outlet here. So this, your pump is going to plug in here to this side, and then the power cord will plug into the other side, or the other one. Okay. Okay, next we're gonna add oil. And to add the oil, we're gonna take this off here. This just unscrews from the top. Just like that. I got me a little funnel here. And we have this gauge here, and it says you want it in the center here between the minimum and max. So I'm gonna pour this kind of slow. So we are right in between there. I'm going to put this back on. Okay, so now on this side of the machine, we have this little valve here. And one of the videos that I watched said, don't worry if water comes out of this. Apparently they do some testing, you know, they test them before they send them, and so it's just residual water left over from the testing if anything comes out. All we're going to do is they give you this clear hose. We're just going to attach it to this. This is just your drain hose, and that's it. So this will run down into a bucket that I'm going to sit on that shelf just below. Okay, I've got everything plugged in. I went back over. I think we've got it. So I'm going to switch it on, and the screen should come on up there. Yay! That's your home screen. That's what I was hoping to see. Okay, so our first test batch is you do, it has a smell. I mean, just like anything new, it has that you know, to me it always smells like burnt rubber. But it definitely has that smell in it. So the first thing we're gonna do is you do a full freezer of bread. So I've had some bread in there for a couple of days. It's just about to go bad. So I'm gonna put them in here. Let me grab the bread right quick and we'll get that going. Okay, all I'm gonna do is get my trays out and I'm gonna lay some bread on each one. And it says to spritz some vinegar water on the tops of them, just to help get the smell out of the freeze dryer. I'm also just going to wipe down this ring. It says just to make sure that the ring is clean. And it also stresses never to use any chemicals at all, just water and vinegar water. And don't ever, it says to not ever use anything other than water to clean the inside, well, probably even the outside of this door, because everything will scratch it, and you just don't want the chemicals in there inside with your food. So make sure all that's clean. So these handles have, you turn it once and it just catches it right here. You turn it again and it pulls it in and suctions. This is your suction. This gasket is the suction around to keep the pressure and stuff in there. Stella, my dog is trying to get my chickens. Okay, let's see here. We're going to, I'm hoping you can see this screen. Start. It is Premier Pump. Okay guys, it is the next morning. This just finished just a few minutes ago. I actually got up and it was still on the drying process. So up here on the screen, it will tell you when it's freezing, and then it goes into the drying mode. And if you leave it, it will go into an extended drying mode. So if you don't realize that it's done, it will continue to dry and give you options and stuff. Whether you want to, you can check your food, you can see if it's done, you can add more time, you can do whatever. But it will go into this drying mode to keep it at a steady temperature so that it doesn't introduce any moisture or anything back into it until you get to the machine. Anyway, so last night I waited up and I waited up and I waited up, and it just wasn't getting done. I thought, okay, I'm just going to go to bed. And so I did, fully expecting to wake up. I actually woke up sometime in the middle of the night. I think it was, I want to say it was like 2. I know I looked at the clock. It was either 12 or 2. There was a 2 on the clock. And I came down here and I looked and it was still drying, and I'm like, man, okay, and it's not very loud either. I'm able to sleep through it, and our house it's down here in my dining area, I guess. And our bedroom is right exactly up the stairs from right here, and the door was open, and it did not keep me up at all. And last night when it was on, I'm able to sit right here, and our house is basically one great big room down here. And so I'm sitting over there watching TV and had no problem hearing it. So it's not loud at all. But anyway, so I came down to check it. It was still drying. I'm like, okay. So then when I came down this morning, I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, does it say extended drying, anything like that? Because I was afraid maybe I had missed it and I'm just not seeing where it's saying the extended drying. Well, it wasn't. So I went over and I started watching YouTube videos to find out, how long does this take? Is this normal? I was at almost 16 hours with this drying. And while I was watching videos, it popped up and said that it was finished, and then it showed me the extended drying time. So it did take that long. And the only thing I can think is that I spritzed my bread pretty good, and I may have, after watching a couple of other videos, I think I put too much. I spritzed them too much. So I think that's why it took so long. But anyway, I just turned it off, and I wish I didn't have my camera set up when all the prompts were coming up. So when it does that, it tells you if you want to check your food or anything, you have to release the valve. So it walks you through everything to release the pressure valve over there. So I did that, and then I could open it up before I make any choices on my screen. I could open this up and I can check it. So if I opened it up and my stuff was not done, then I could add more drying time to it, close it back up, and it would be done instead of canceling the whole thing. And so then after that, you have the choice to defrost, because on the edge here, and most of mine is gone. I'm not sure if you can see it. I'll try to bring you in close here in just a second, see if you can see it. The inside chamber here, this will line with ice, and it's the moisture that it's pulling out of the product that's in here. So depending on how wet your product is will tell you, that you're going to have more or less ice on the sides. Anyway, so you can check this, and if it's not done, then you can turn that back on to give it some more time to finish. But these are completely done. And it'll also ask you if you want to defrost or no defrost. So to get that ice off, you could go right into another freezing cycle, and from what I'm understanding, you can now do 3, don't quote me on that, but you can do a couple of cycles back to back without having to defrost that, so that you're not warming up this chamber and then having to freeze it back down again. So if you're doing batches back to back to back, you can do that. And I'm assuming that in some of the older models, you couldn't do that. You had to defrost every time. But one thing that I learned from one of the channels that I watched, I don't remember which one, I'm not going to be doing anything for a few hours. So I don't have to, you can hit that defrost thing, but it heats this up and uses more electricity. Since I'm just not going to be using it for a few hours anyway, and it's a nice warm day, it's going to defrost on its own. So I'm not going to use the electricity. So I just chose the no defrost. It will heat up on its own. And you just make sure that your drain hose over here on this side, where your valve is in a bucket at the bottom. The only thing is, you want to make sure that when that drains in there, dump the water out or whatever, but you've got to make sure that the bottom of that hose is not in the water when you turn this on. it will suck that water back up in there and it will ruin everything that you have in your chamber. So anyway, so back to this bread, I wanted to show you this. I mean, it is dry. It is completely crumbly dry. That is just so cool to me. So anyway, this is the bread run. Every bit of this is just as dry as can be. I mean, this would be great if I wasn't going to throw this away. You could put, well, I don't know. I was going to say you could put bread in here with seasoning on it. You could, and make croutons out of it. You could, but honestly, I think this will be better in your dehydrator or something where it's got that heat and you get that heated up stuff. But I think this is just, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I have so many things that I want to freeze dry, and I just can't wait to get it started. So anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I am going to be doing, like I said, I will have a whole series of just my freeze drying stuff and me trying a few different things and trying to put some things up in some different ways. So, and then just some fun things. There's some things that I've watched online that I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got to try that. There are a lot of videos of people that will freeze dry a bunch of candies, and it changes it just changes what they're like. And I think two of the popular ones are Skittles and Jolly Ranchers. The Jolly Ranchers just blow up. They get huge, and the Skittles they pop. And one lady, I don't remember who. Anyway, one of the channels, that's what she kept saying. They look like alien eyeballs. So I thought, that might be a fun thing to do when my grandkids are coming to town or something. We may do that. Or of course, the one that the most popular one is an ice cream sandwich and turns it into astronaut ice cream. So things like that might be fun things to do when the kids are here. But I'm just so excited. I've waited for this for so long. So y'all get ready for some cool videos coming up with this stuff, and let's try some different things out. So anyway, that's going to do it for the day. It is bright and early here in the morning. The sun is just now coming up, and I have a huge gardening day ahead of me. So anyway, you guys, I hope y'all are having an awesome day, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.